Hey guys, welcome to the Northwest Show. Today's an exciting day. I have an awesome guest in the studio. It's Chase Crawford. He's the founder of 4x3. He's writing a new book. He's helping comedians find their way with online content. 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. And of course now with all the success, he's wanting to spend more time with his family. Chase, thanks for being on the program.
Grateful to be here, Les. This is just such a pleasure.
So Chase, tell me a little bit about your background. I'm excited to learn all about kind of where it all started and your creative ambitions. And I hear that there's a Taco Bell story mixed in there somewhere.
Yeah. So I grew up in Monroe, Ohio, the capital of entertainment, obviously. And somewhere in the cornfields, I think I found a camera one day and just wouldn't let it leave my hand. So that's a short story of the origin. But the long story is my dad worked in television. When he was working, I would be left in the editing trucks. And I just fell in love with watching how things got made and experiencing the behind the scenes of, Columbus Blue Jackets hockey games and Xavier basketball games and just a whole lot of memories with spending time with him where, all right, I've got to go do this. You can sit here in the edit truck and kind of watch it all happen. That's where the magic is made. So 12, 13, 14, I'm watching all this. I finally get my hands on a camera and just start making goofy videos with my friends. 16 comes along and also the opportunity to go to Butler Tech, which is a 2-year vocational school up in Butler County, which is where Monroe is for people listening that are looking for context. And went there. First year was great, learned how to use Final Cut, and I don't want to say the ins and outs of making a video, but you get 3 hours a day with your instructor to ask questions and experiment. And then I would stay after school. I would check the camera out almost every day and just, for lack of better words, was addicted to making things, good things, bad things, in between things. I would just do it all. And the summer between my junior and senior year started making these fake Taco Bell commercials with my friends because we'd get Taco Bell every day. And then we'd see their commercials and we'd be like, these suck. Objectively, they suck. And we just went towards comedy with that. And naturally, it's what the brand lends itself to. And our third one in got like 50,000 views, which is like, 2013 viral. And they ended up calling me and they were like, can you come to Los Angeles next week and direct this commercial for the fiery Doritos Locos Taco? And I was just like, I gotta ask my mom. This is crazy.
I gotta ask my mom.
Yeah.
That's great. How old were you again?
17.
17.
Yeah.
17, getting called to L.A., produce a commercial for one of the most recognizable brands on the planet, Taco Bell. So congratulations, Chase. I think that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And, so everybody was just hanging out, eating some Taco Bell, and boom, stardom. Right?
Pretty much. Long story short, we didn't even know it was like a spec commercial. Like we were just making these genuinely for fun because we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And having them reach out and, flew me and my mom out to California, shot it at a real studio in LA. These studios are so massive. That's what I don't know, didn't realize going into it. And they were actually shooting the last season of Mad Men at the same lot that we were shooting this Taco Bell commercial. We were on a lunch break, and all these guys from Mad Men are like, dude, you're so lucky. You don't even realize X, Y. And then the follow-up was like, whose kid are you? Like, who's? And I was like, dude, I was just making these with my friends, and they flew me out here from Monroe, Ohio, which is, like I said, the entertainment capital of the world.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's awesome, man. Like, sometimes in our world, I think it's a little bit of luck. We have a little bit of luck in whatever we're working on. It's just catches you by surprise sometimes. I think that's the coolest thing about working in media or film or video or digital content And so you have some exciting recent news as well, which is 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Congratulations, man. With tell folks about 4x3.
I feel like there's a sound effect. 100,000 confetti just falls out
Should
of
have
the
been
sky.
confetti, yeah.
Mr.
Sorry.
Beast style.
Sorry, I'll work on that for the next
Yeah.
taping, okay?
So 4x3 is the independent media company I started when I was 20 years old. Let's see, go back in time a couple years. Yeah. So 2016, I produced my first feature with some of my friends up in Butler County. It's called Out in the Fullness of Time. And I was working a job in sports media for a company in Chicago I started as the social media intern and then helped them grow a bunch of followers during my internship. They extended a job to me. And yeah, got to help grow like the Atlantic Coast Conference Digital Network, and then they sold to ESPN and be a part of like some much bigger things than I even realized at the time, like an 18 or 19-year-old should be working on. I got laid off from that job 2 days before Christmas and went into the new year like, I don't want to get fired ever again. I'm just going to like take this severance, start my own thing. And silly little Chase with a 2-year-old kid thought like 2 or 3 months of runway was going to be enough. And it was, fortunately, like a lot of hustle and just going after things. That my first client was some strongman competition down in Texas, and you just learn a lot very quickly and get very agile with your skill set.
How did the years from like 2020 to now, there was a lot of growth in that period, right? Like
Definitely.
During the pandemic, was that where a lot of the 4x3 content really took center stage?
Yeah, so 2018, 2019, produced a couple indie films, put them out, and then COVID happened. The day that DeWine shut down all the theaters was the day that we had a movie coming out in 26 theaters across the country. So our whole hometown premiere was smashed. We ended up just doing like a little screening at our warehouse with 200 people who didn't even know, I think, like the impact of doing a public screening at that point in time. They were just like, dude, we're going to go support Chase because what happened kind of sucked. That movie ended up being a part of Amazon Prime's first ever early access program because we were in theaters. They were getting movies that were in theaters and putting them on the front page. So we had like the tiniest little budget indie movie on the front page next to all these big films that had also been going through the same thing. And yeah, I mean, COVID was tough on everyone. I think everyone has some sort of pandemic story where it was just like, yeah, honestly, if they didn't go out of business, they probably came pretty damn close. So we leaned in. We had a couple of really good clients whose businesses weren't going to shake because of the pandemic. And then other parts of the business did start to slow down. So I'm trying to remember the exacts. So I guess like to your point about Lee, what I always thought and continue to think about local comedy, regional comedy is these guys are so funny. If only there were cameras here so that the world knew they're funny, not just this one crowd one time that saw them momentarily and maybe didn't even get that push to like follow them after the show, or maybe they even walked away from the show and they're like, man, my friend X in Texas would love this, and then send them a little link to their special. So that's really the core of what we were doing, was creating these resume pieces for rising comedians. Our whole pitch was, hey, we're a great stepping stone company. You can work with us. We'll fund the production. We'll cut you into the back end if we make something successful together. And, you know, from there, it's I don't want to say up to you. We'll always work with you again, but we'd rather not. We'd rather you go work with Netflix next and kind of be the guys that knew you before you broke big. And if you're willing to put in the work, it's possible for everyone. So putting in the work to me was, I mean, we did 80 comedy specials in 2 years.
That's insane.
We outproduced Netflix and HBO combined with a 3-person team.
It's crazy.
And I think we just like redefined what comedy specials looked like, again, in a humble way, but we showed like, hey, 3 cameras at a club going on YouTube and getting 50,000 views is successful to someone who is trying to launch their comedy career, who has 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 followers on Instagram. Give people that first chance. There's nothing better than getting your first chance. That's why I love Taco Bell and love all the people, Butler Tech. That's why I'll sing all of their praises so loudly forever. It's because they gave some 17-year-old kid with a Canon T3i a chance, right? And
it's amazing.
I think, it doesn't matter how old you are. You can always appreciate that chance.
Is that what you would say you love most about your journey as an entrepreneur, is how you're helping people? Is that what really excites you? What defines you? What do you love most about your job?
Yeah, I like helping other people more than I like helping myself. It's easy to help yourself in this field, right? Like, I can go out there and shoot and direct and produce stuff and keep all the money to myself and go on vacations. That gets a little boring, right? And it doesn't help your business grow. I think if you're going out there and reinvesting the money that you've been making and just keep doing that and keep doing that and keep doing that, it's like relentlessly doing it. Even when it's hard, you have to do it. The results, I think, show. I can't say it's like for everyone it's the same results, but for us, we saw success come, which I'm like, I pinch myself that I got to spearhead a company and grow a vision and build a team and invest in comedians and invest in employees and people. And
let's not forget recent trip having a mint julep and standing in the winner's circle.
Yeah, exactly. I get a lot of the opportunities. They've all come, and even with the shooting the derby, like I'm home to, like, I'm gone for 3 days. It's not the world's largest out of town commitment.